right, everybody. We are back for yet another edition of the Rocky Horror Baseball Show. 2025 Colorado Rockies taking on now the Athletics. Call them Sacramento, call them Vegas, call them whatever you want. It is the home opener for the Rockies. Rockies did lose this game real world 6-3 in extra innings. But we'll see what they can do today. They have Ryan Feltner on the mound, a right-hander, against a guy I've never heard of before for the Athletics, Osvaldo Bido. And Bido, as well as Feltner, terrible at holding runners. So both teams, both pitcher-catcher quotients are +5, so there could be some base stealing in this game, as it turns out. It was played on April the 4th, Friday, April the 4th. 2025. Game number 7 overall. Rockies are 0-6. Athletics are 2-5. And Coors Field is actually rated symmetrical by Strat-O-Matic. 1-19 for singles, 1-9 for home runs. So you think of Coors Field more of a home run park, but it's so spacious that a lot of singles drop in. So that's why the singles are rated so highly. Hello, Ben. Good to see you. So Ryan Feltner is on the mound for the Rockies. They will attempt to get their first win. Of course, Tabby is right here next to me as well, but she is being very good right now, so hopefully that stays that way. Dropped to D6, and now I don't know where it went. One of my D6s fell, and now I can't find it. Oh, there it is, down there, way over here. That's weird. And they're small D6s too. They shouldn't be getting out of the way they shouldn't be, falling away like that. But hopefully everything's like it's in place now. So we're ready to go. Leading off for the Athletics is Lawrence Butler, right fielder, against Feltner, and we're underway from Colorado. 110 for Butler. That is a 1-19 double. So the Athletics off to a good start with a leadoff double for Lawrence Butler. Brent Rooker, the designated hitter, will be next. 5-11. That's a ground ball first base ex Tolia. Tolia is a 3E6. Butler's at a minimum going to get to third base. 3-11 should be okay. 3-11 is a G2. And an E6 at first base. The only errors are 3, 13, and 18. So if you can avoid those numbers, he's all right. And that is a 16, so I think he's okay with that. Let's double check it. E6, there's a 13 and an 18, but no 16. So Tolia will get it, and he will flip to Feltner covering first base. In the meantime, Butler does take third base. So 1 out, runner at third for J.J. Bleday. And the Rockies are going to play the infield in. They're going to take a chance and play the infield in with 1 out and runner at third, hoping that it doesn't lead to a big inning. It's a 4-5. That's a strikeout for Feltner. That was huge. Feltner gets the K. And now it's Shea Langeliers, the catcher, in a clutch situation against right-handers. Langeliers looks like he's pretty neutral. He's got anti-clutches against lefties, but against righties, he is neutral. So we'll see what Langeliers will do. It's a 1-8 for Langeliers. He grounds it back to Feltner, and that's going to end the inning. So Feltner pitches around the mess, keeps the Athletics off the board. I'm sure I will call them Oakland at least once in this video or in this game, just by mistake, out of habit. But hopefully I won't. Osvaldo Bido, never heard of him, but here he is, 2-5 with a 5.87 ERA. I know nothing about Osvaldo. I did not do any research on the Athletics. I know nothing about them. I know a few guys on there, but certainly not Osvaldo Bido. Here's Brenton Doyle. That's a 2-5 for Doyle. Bido is a righty. 2-5 is a strikeout. And the Rockies back to their old ways. Where they're home on the road, they strike out. Here's Tovar. 1-4, and that's a ballpark single check, which is a 1-19, so very good chance Tovar gets himself a base hit, which he does. Base hit Tovar, and he's going to try to get a good lead. Remember, both pitchers have +5 on their hold rating. So Tovar needs a 3 through 6. Doesn't get it. He will have to hold. And here is Ryan McMahon. Oh, that one die didn't go through. It went over the edge. So let me try it again. That's a 2-9 for McMahon, and that is a strikeout. Out number 2. And Hunter Goodman, the designated hitter, steps to the plate. That's a 1, so, but no wild pitch for Beto. Whoa, that one missed too. But that one came right back at me. But I don't know where it went. I was having all kinds of issues today, or tonight, rather, with my lack of dexterity. I'm going to pull out a backup D6 because I don't know where that one went to. So I've got to redo it and find out where that D6 went to, because I have no idea where it went. It bounced somewhere. Always good to have a backup, though. Good to have the backup. 1-4 for Goodman, and that's another ballpark single check. It's another 1-19, which should certainly be a base hit, and it is. So first and second, 2 outs, clutch situation for Michael Toglia. Toglia in the clutch against righties is also neutral. That's a 3-2, and that's a walk. That'll load the bases with 2 outs. First walk issued by Beto. Bases are loaded. 2 outs for Kyle Farmer, second baseman. In the clutch for Farmer against right-handers, he gains a hit on 1-7 and 2-2. See if he can do some here. Bases loaded. Chance for the Rockies to do something. 6-8, and that's a walk. He'll walk in a run. Back-to-back walks by Beto. It's forced in a run. The Rockies take a 1-0 lead. Give an RBI to Farmer for a bases-loaded walk. Brings up Jacob Stallings. And in the clutch for Stallings, he will gain a hit on 1-7. Beto. 6-8, and that's another. I think it's like the third 6-8 in a row. Apparently, that's another walk. So the Rockies are doing the Beto shuffle. Oh, as someone once sang, and it is now 2-0. Here is Jordan Beck. Again, clutch situation, but he loses hits 1-6 and 3-2. That's a 2-5, and that's another walk. So 4 walks in a row by Beto, and it's 3-0 Rockies. And the pitching coach is going to go out and talk to Beto, wonder what the hell is going on. Moniak up now, 9th man to bat in the inning. Again, clutch situation. 2-3, he gets a hit. That's a 6-4. Lefty, he just missed a grand slam, but instead it's a catcher X. And that is Langoliers. He's a 3. 3-15 probably is going to get out of the inning with that. 3-15 for a catcher is a foul out, but check for an error. He is an E3, so errors are 3, 16, and 18, and he makes the play to end the inning. But the Rockies send 9 to the plate, but only 3 of them score. So that's the least runs you can have mathematically with sending 9 to the plate. You get 3 score, 3 out, and 3 on base. But the Rockies at least will take it. They have a 3-0 lead. I don't believe they have ever had a 3-run lead in this replay at this point, at any point in time. I think their leads have always been either 1 or 2 runs at best. But they have a 3-run lead on the Athletics as we start the top of the second. Hello, Robert. Good to see you. Tyler Soderstrom, I think it's Soderstrom. He is the first baseman. 2-9 for Soderstrom, and he struck him out. So Feltner, strikeout number 2. If the Rockies somehow managed to win this game, they would have proved a 1-6, which was their exact record after 7 games. They'd be right on schedule. Here's Miguel Andujar, former Yankee. 5'10". It's a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Tovar. He's a 2. 2-19, he'll get to that. So shortstop error for Tovar. He is an error rating of 16. So all he has to do is avoid 14 and 17. Should be simple. 14 and 17, don't do them. And he does. So he will make the play. 2 up and 2 down. And that will send us to shortstop Jacob Wilson. 4-3, and that's a fly ball right field X. We're looking at the right fielder, Moniak. He's a 3E11. 3 and a 15, he'll get to that. Looking at the E11 for a right fielder, he has to avoid 3, 4, 13, 15, and 16, and 18. That's a 12, so he just got by with it. He's an E11, and there's no 12. There's a 13, but no 12. So Moniak will make the play like a maniac. Moniak the maniac makes the play. And we go to the bottom of the second. Still 3-0 Rockies. Enjoy it while it lasts. Hello, Brian B. Let's not be too hard on certain people, Brian. But a little good jabbing is good once in a while, I guess. And actually, I think about it, when I'm back to my unboxing, I guess I really didn't do too much off the wall. And I made a couple, one little, slide comment, but I don't think it was something where anybody's going to be upset about it. Here's Brenton Doyle, 211, and that's going to be a ballpark single check. Again, 1-19, pretty much guaranteed. Base hit for Doyle, and he's looking to run. Needs a 4 or a 6 to get the lead. 7, he won't get it. He'll hold. Here's Ezekiel Tovar. Oh, Ben, that's been out there since this morning. Certainly has. Here's Tovar, 5-6. That's a double 1-10. 11-20 for a single. That's a single, 2 stars, puts runners on the corners. Nobody out. Rockies looking to beat up on the Athletics and get their first win. Here's Ryan McMahon. Athletics bullpen's already starting to stir down there. Infield's looking for the double play. They need outs. 5-7, and that's a strikeout for Beto, a huge one. His third. Now they get out of it with the double play. And let me bring it up here, Ben, real quick. For you. There it is, Ben. Unboxing Strat-O-Matic. First look. Wow. And other clickbait words others love to see, or love to use, I should say. So it is out there. It is definitely out there. All right. Here is Hunter Goodman. Singled his first time up. It's a 5-6, and that's going to be more trouble for Beto. 1-19. I'm sorry, 1-10 is a double. That's a 7. It's a double, 2 stars. Rockies lead it 4-0. Tovar going to third. And now the Athletics bullpen starting to stir. And according to the Action PC computer, they have these guys available. They have 2 left-handers. I'm sorry, 1 left-hander, TJ McFarland. He's the lefty that they have in the bullpen. They have 4 right-handers. They have Tyler Ferguson, Mitch Spence, Justin Sterner, and their closer, Mason Miller. Mitch Spence, I believe, pitched in this game real world. So Mitch, and he's got a long relief rating. So they're warming Mitch Spence up in the bullpen as we speak. All right, here is Tolia now. Runners at second and third. Infield is in with 1 out. That's a 1, but no wild pitches possible. That's a 5-5. Switch it batting left. It's a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at the shortstop Wilson. He's a 3E10. 3E10. 3 and a 13. We'll see what that provides for a shortstop. 3 and a 13 is a G2. And let's see, the error rating is an E10. So he has to avoid 16, 17, and 18, which he does. That's a 5. So we get a rare play, actually. So this could be interesting with people on base. We'll go with the rare play. G2 rare play. It says batter line. No, we're not going to do that. Screw that. They're terrible in their stuff here. So we're going to have second and third, infield in. So second and third, infield in. They get the lead runner. So the lead runner is out. So in that case, the shortstop will throw Tovar out at the plate 6-2 on a fielder's choice, with Goodman going to third base. So now there's 2 away for Kyle Farmer. Again, a clutch situation where he gains the hit on 1-7. That is a 5-8, and that's yet another walk by Beto, and that's going to load the bases. And I think that's going to be it for Beto. They can't. Whoever the Oakland manager is, they can't take any more. So that's it for Beto. He's going to do the Beto shuffle and get on out of town like a Skaggs. All right, so 1 2/3 innings for Beto. He's going to issue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks, strike out 3, give up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. So far, 4 runs, but he's responsible for everybody on base. And now Mitch Spence comes in. The base is loaded and 2 outs. Spence is a 0 hold, so that'll make him a 0. So Mitch Spence is on, facing Jacob Stallings. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Stallings in the clutch will gain a hit on 1-7. That's a 4-7, though. And it's going to be another walk by the A's pitching staff that'll force in another run. Unbelievable with all these walks. It's now 5-0 Rockies. Surely they can't blow this lead. Or can they? Here's Jordan Beck. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Mitch Spence, the batter, or the pitcher. Beck loses the hit on 1-6. That's a 2-8, and he will get a 1-6 single. 7-20, the inning's over. 1-6, a run scores. That's an 18, so that will be a ground ball to third, and Urshela will throw it to first to end the inning. 2 more runs come in for the Rockies. They lead it 5-0, but if you think about it, they should probably be up more than that. So it's 5 runs, 5 earned for Beto in an inning and 2/3. And enjoying the run support is Ryan Feltner. But to have 6 walks issued in 2 innings is amazing. All right, here's Urshela, third baseman. He will lead it off. Oh, Brian, they won the second game against Tampa Bay. They were 1-1 at one point. Then they lost 5 in a row before they won the second game of the series against the Athletics. But if they win here, they'll be 1-6 just like they were in real world. They went 9-50 through the first 59 games, which is what I plan on playing the first 59 games. 2-6, and that's a ground ball back to Feltner. Easy play, 1 away for Max Muncy. This is not the Max Muncy that's with the Dodgers. This is a different Max Muncy. He's a right-handed version of Max Muncy. 1-7, he grounds it to short. Tovar is there, 2 down. And that'll bring up Lawrence Butler. Hello, Mr. Utah Mike. 1-4 for Butler, and that's ground ball to second. Easy play there for Farmer. 1-2-3 inning. Ryan Feltner, 3 shutout innings for the Rockies here in the home opener at Coors Field against those Athletics who don't have a home, those vagabonds. Mitch Spence back out. Facing, actually Beck made the last out, so he's actually going to start out facing the maniac, Mickey Moniak. 5-8, and that's a ground ball second base X. We are looking at Muncy. He's a 4.32. 4-2, that's a base hit. See if there's injury or insult to injury here with an error via an E32. And an E32 for a second baseman. 11, 15, 17, and 18. That's not too bad, actually. And he will not make an error, but he will give up the base hit. O-Matic is on. And that's going to bring up the top of the order, Brenton Doyle. I've been having a blast with this so far. Here's Brenton Doyle. I didn't think I would, but I am. 3-6, and that's a strikeout. Maybe because I'm going where others fear to tread. I don't know. Here's Tovar. That's a 5-7, and that's going to be a single 1 to an 11. 12 to 20 lines to second, and that's a liner right to Muncy for out number 2. Here's McMahon. After all this offense the Rockies are showing, McMahon is actually 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 3-11. He's going to get a ballpark single base hit, looks like, unless we roll a 20. It almost was a 20. It flipped at the last minute. Single 1-star. O-Matic will take second. Clutch situation again here for Hunter Goodman. 1-9, and he struck him out to end the inning. So it seems Mitch Spence has brought some stability to the Athletics. And we go to the top of the 4th. It'll be Rooker, Blade, and Langoliers for the Oakland. I just said it. I knew I was going to do it for the Athletics. I knew how to have it. I was going to say Oakland. So there it is. One ding against me right there for saying Oakland. Here's Rooker, 3-12. That's a walk. Although, with my history, there will always be the Oakland A's in my eyes. Because that's just what I knew them as. I wasn't old enough to know them as the Kansas City A's, but I knew them as the Oakland A's. All right, here is Blade. And that's actually the first walk issued by Feltner. 5-6, struck him out. And that is the 3rd strikeout for Feltner as he gets Blade. Brings up Shea Langoliers. 3-6. 3-6 for Langoliers. That's a solid double to left field. Rooker will hold at third, down 5-0. I don't see any reason to take a chance there. Second and third, 1 out. Rockies will play back. They want to get the out against Tyler Soderstrom. I guess it's Soderstrom, and I'm not sure if it's Soderstrom or Soderstrom. I think it's Soderstrom. 2-8. And whatever his name is, he walks, and that loads the bases. Second walk this inning by Feltner. Now, he's got to be careful. All of a sudden, Athletics bases loaded, only 1 out. But then again, a double play gets him out of the inning. And former Yankee Miguel Andujar steps to the plate. Hello, Dr. D. Andujar at the plate. 1-7 for Andujar. He pops it up to short. Infield fly rule. And that's 2 away. A huge out for Feltner. Now just a regular old out on Jacob Wilson will get him out of the inning unscathed. Jacob Wilson in the clutch for Wilson. He will gain a hit on 2-8. That's a 2-8. And look at that. I just pointed it out. He gets the clutch hit on 2-8. How do you like that? Just pointed that out that on 2-8 he gets a hit. And sure enough, we roll a 2-8. That's going to be a single. I believe it's a 2. I'm going to double check it. I believe it's a 1-star single, but I will double check it in the rule book. I haven't had one of those in a while, so let's see what we got here. I'll do it in my rule book. Just had it handy. Good grief, why can't I not find my rule book? I should have it here handy. Can somebody remind me, is it 1 star or 2 stars on a clutch hit? I think it's 1 star, but I could be wrong. Clutch is 2 star. Okay, thank you. It is, in fact, 2 stars. So it's a 2-run single for Wilson. I don't know what I did with my rule book. I just had it. I was recording the Sunday Basic Sunday game earlier this afternoon. I had the rule book with me. Now I don't know where I set it down. So, but it's a 2-run single for Wilson. All of a sudden, it's a 5-2 game, and the tying run is at the plate in another former Yankee, Gio Urshela, in the clutch. It's a 2-5, and he strikes out to end the inning. But 2 runs come in, and all of a sudden, starting to get a little bit closer now for the Rockies. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 5-2. Hello, Philip. I wouldn't risk anything in California. You couldn't pay me to live in California. I would not want to be there. I like the weather, but that's about it. But otherwise, you can have it. Here's Michael Tolia. 4-5, and that's a strikeout. Tolia out on strikes. Here's Kyle Farmer. 1-3, that's a pop out to short. 2 down. I don't have any desire to live in New York or California, either one of them. I like the more peaceful, quieter times. 2-10, and that's going to be a hit by pitch, so he is plunked. So it brings up Jordan. Philip, I played the first 3 rounds yesterday, and it's out there on video. The tournament final round will be tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, I should say. All right, here's Beck. 4-5, and that's a ground ball to third to end the inning. All right, so top of the 5th. This is the fatigue inning for Feltner. Yeah, first 3 rounds. That's all I've done. Round 4, I played the front 9 offline this afternoon. I got everything all set for the back 9. Tomorrow afternoon, probably around like 3 o'clock or so, maybe something like that. Because I got the game of the week at noon, and then I got the Rockies replay that evening around 8:30 or 9. So I figured, maybe around 3:30, something like that. I'll do the golf final round. Here is JJ. Wait a minute. What's JJ Bleday doing up there? Why is he up there? Got my cards all mixed up all of a sudden. Urshela made the last out, so it should be Muncy. I don't know what happened there. It's actually Muncy. We're not going to let anybody bat out of order. It is Muncy. And that's a 4-11. And that's a split. 1-8's a single. 9-20 lines to Tovar. And that is a liner to Tovar, out number 1. Never write my 6s. I wish I had Spokane Steve's penmanship. I certainly do. I am jealous of him for that. Here's Lawrence Butler. 5-12 lefty. Ground ball to second. Out number 2. And here is Brent Rooker. Hello, Kenyon. Good to see you. 3-9 for Rooker, and that is a strikeout. So Feltner will keep full endurance into the 6th. This is his second start of the season, so we can stretch him out at least 6 innings. Probably won't go anything past 6 innings, but at least get him that far. Spence, relief outing is 3 innings. He's gone 3 1/3, but he's been pretty effective, so he's going to try to go 1 more inning. Mickey Moniak, the Maniac, stepping in. 4-8, lefty, struck him out. There's a dot there, but he's not tired. So out there for Spence. And that's 1, 2. That's 4th strikeout for Spence. Here's Brenton Doyle, top of the order. Doyle 3-7. 1-15's a single. And that's around the number of 15. So base hit for Doyle. He's 2 for 4. He's going to look to get the lead. Needs a 4 or a 6. Doesn't get it. He'll hold. For Ezequiel Tovar. 5-9, and that is an in-home run chance, 1-15. He's got normal power. Tovar could go deep here, 1-15. He's gone. 1-15, it is gone. And it is gone. Tovar, a 2-run home run, and the Rockies now lead it 7-2. And now the Athletic bullpen again begins to stir as Spence might be losing his endurance here. McMahon is your batter. And it looks like Tyler Ferguson is tossing in the bullpen for the A's, or Athletics, whatever you want to call him. I don't think still call them the A's or not. Here's McMahon. 4-6. That's a strikeout for Spence. He's not quite tired yet, but he's getting there. That's his 5th strikeout. They're going to try to let him get past the inning if possible. Try to get him through the inning, I should say. Here's Goodman. That's a 4-11. Ground ball first base X. We're looking at Soderstrom. He's a 3-11. 3-2. That's a base hit, and I think that's going to be it for Spence right there. He won't make it out of the inning. Error chance on Soderstrom. He's an E11 first baseman, and that comes out to be a 6-8, 15, or 18. And he makes the play to end the inning finally. Let's see here. Or was that I'm sorry, that was a base hit. No error on the play. So that's going to bring up Tolia, and that's going to be it. Ferguson's coming in for Spence. So Tyler Ferguson, 4-2, 4.66 ERA, 2 saves. Tyler Ferguson, we're going to ask him to get the last out of this inning, plus pitch 1 more. Spence, we'll close the book on him when the inning's over. Tolia, the batter, against Ferguson. 1-7 struck him out to end the inning. But the 2-run homer from Andujar makes it a 7-2 game as we go to the 6th. We'll get the numbers on Spence. He's going to go, looks like he's going to go a total of 4 innings. And he's going to give up 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, 5 strikeouts. He's going to give up 2 runs. They were earned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. So we go to the top of the 6th. Feltner now with a 7-2 lead. This is going to most likely be his final inning. He's going to face J.J. Bleday. No, Kurtz was not on the team yet. That is correct. 4-4, and that's going to be a ground ball third base X. That is McMahon. He's a 1. We know he's going to get to it. E10 at third base. The only errors are 13, 17, and 18. And there is no error there, so good play for McMahon. That'll bring up Shea Langoliers, the catcher. 1 for 2 with a double. 2-6, and that's a walk. Not what he wanted. Don't want to give up free bases. Got to make them earn it when you're up 7-2. Here's Soderstrom. 6-12, and that's a pitcher X. He is a 4-E0, so he can't make an error, but certainly will roll for a rare play, and there's no rare play. So, but a 4 certainly can be a problem for a pitcher. 4, he has to have at least a 5 or higher to make the play. And that is a 5 right on the number. So a 4 and a 5 is a G3. Runner will advance. 2 outs. Runner at second for Miguel Andujar. .65, and that's an in-home run chance, 1-9. He's got normal power, and that's gone. Andujar, a 2-run home run, cuts the lead to 7-4. And this might be the beginning of the end here for Feltner. They'd like to get him through the inning. Just needs 1 more out. Then they can turn it over to their bullpen. Bradley Blaylock, who is their 5th starter, but he doesn't start for a while. He is not pitched this year. So he's going to pitch his first game, and he's got a relief rating of 3. So he could possibly finish out the game if he's effective. But they're going to try to get Feltner through this inning. Wilson, 4-11. That's a split. 1 to 8's a single. And that's a base hit. So Urshela is up next. If he doesn't get Urshela, he's coming out of the game. And Blaylock will come in. 1-6 for Urshela. It's a fly to right, and that's going to end it, and that's going to be it for Feltner. Feltner will go 6 innings, give up 4 runs, all earned. He will, strike out 5 and walk 2, looks like. And the hits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits I've got him for. And Blaylock will be the new pitcher. He has not pitched yet for the Rockies. I didn't have him in the bullpen because he was a starter, but he's actually the 5th starter. He doesn't pitch for a while. So Blaylock, terrible though, 2-6 with a 9.36 ERA. Can you see that guy being a starter? Whoa, that's some rough stuff there. But the whole bullpen's rough stuff, so it's kind of, take your chances. And we will start at the bottom of the 6th. And Ferguson, I have that top plugged in here. There we go. Ferguson will continue. He only pitched to 1 batter last time up, so he faced Tolley and struck him out, so he's definitely got some juice left in him. He'll be facing Kyle Farmer, what is now a 7-4 ball game. That's a 3-9, and that is a 1-9 single. Anything else, he lines it to Muncy at second. And that's a liner to Muncy. 1 away for Jacob Stallings. 4-5, and that's a strikeout by Ferguson. That's his second. And now Jordan Beck. 2-7 for Beck, and he strikes out, his third. So that's going to be it for Ferguson. He's going to go an inning and a third. I've got 1 too many innings here. Hold on here. I think I got Spence for 4, and he really only pitched 3. He only pitched 3, not 4. I don't know why I got him down for 4. He pitched 3 innings total. So Ferguson, an inning and a third for him. He struck out 3 of the 4 he faced. Didn't give up anything. But his only real fatigue is a 1, so got to be realistic. These guys just don't pitch 2 or 3 innings like they did back in the day. And now Bradley Blaylock. Never heard of him either. He's a +3 hold, which makes him a +2. And like I said, Blaylock, 2-6 with a 9.36 ERA. He will start out facing Gio Urshela to start the top of the 7th of a 7-4 ball game. And don't forget, tomorrow, NBC Game of the Week will be in hot Atlanta for the Dodgers and the Braves, 1979 Fall Classic. Dodgers and the Braves. Here is Gio Urshela. Why is he up there? He shouldn't be up there. It should be Muncy. Should be Muncy. 5-8, and that's a solid single for Muncy. He's aboard for Lawrence Butler. Yes, he did. And my score sheet got me straight, even though my cards were out of line. Here's Butler, 4-11. Lefty, 4-11's ground ball first base X. They were not holding Muncy on. So Tolia will keep his 3E6 rating. 3-17, that's going to be a G1 possible double play, possible 3-6-3 double play. As a 3-17 is a G1. E6 as a first baseman. He's got to avoid 3-13 and 18. That's all he's got to do. 3-13 and 18 he does. It's going to be a 3-6-3 double play. Not a Giovanni's Taylor shot double play, but a double play nonetheless. and it helps out the Rockies immensely. Wipes out the base runners. 2 outs, bases clear for Brent Rooker. And that is a 4-2. And that's a ballpark single check. Again, a 1-19. And that will be a base hit for Rooker. Double play could come out to be huge. Here's Blade, center fielder. He's 0 for 3. 2-6, and that's a strikeout to end the inning. So we go to the 7th inning stretch here in Colorado with the score. Rockies 7, Athletics 4. And now the Athletics will go to their bullpen, and they will turn to T.J. McFarland. And surprisingly, he is carded by Strat, despite the fact that he only pitched 16 innings. 0-0 with a 6.89 ERA. So T.J. McFarland, there are a couple of pitchers, at least one I know of, that is on the roster for the Athletics but is not carded. And that happens to be Leclerc. Used to be for the Rangers back in the day. But he had even fewer innings and was not carded. So Moniak will step to the plate here against T.J. McFarland. Bottom of the 7th. McFarland is a -1, so that makes him a -1. Moniak, lefty, 5'8", and that's a 1 for a double. Anything else will be a single. And that is a base hit for Moniak, the Maniac. He's 2 for 3. He's not going to try to run. There's Brenton Doyle, although they will have to hold him on. Doyle, that's a 4-6. That's a fly to center. 1 away for Ezekiel Tovar. Tovar, 2-9 against the lefty, and that's a 1-2 double. Anything else he will single. 2 stars either way, and that's going to be a single. 2 stars, puts runners on the corners. With only 1 out, and Ryan McMahon, the batter. Infield for the Athletics, playing for the double play. 1-8, and that's a strikeout, so that's huge. 2 down, and here's Hunter Goodman. Now to the Athletic. He's faced 4 batters, so he can be replaced if they so choose. However, they're running out of pitchers. They got 2 left, Justin Sterner and Mason Miller. But I think they're going to pull McFarland here and go with Justin Sterner. So Justin Sterner will be on to try to get out of the mess, keep the score close. McFarland goes 2/3 of an inning, strikes out 1, gives up 2 hits. So far, no runs, but both runs are his responsibility. And Justin Sterner, 4-3, 318, and no saves. But against the right-hander Goodman, they're going to make that move righty-righty. And Justin Sterner facing Goodman, clutch situation for Goodman, and he loses a hit on 3-11. Let's see if Sterner can get past Goodman. That is a 2-10, and that's a ballpark blast on a 2-10. It would have been the same either way, lefty or righty. 2-10 ballpark blast, 1-9. We got a 3-run home run. And it's gone. Hunter Goodman, yet another home run. He has been the MVP offensively for the Rockies, as he has done it again. 3-run home run, and the Rockies lead it 10-4. Good buddy CB game going on for the Rockies. Those 2 runs are charged to McFarland, and the Rockies can feel it all of a sudden. 6-11. 6-11, switch hitter bang left is a strikeout to end the inning, but 3 runs come in. With 2 innings left, can they hold on to a 6-run lead? Blaylock would earn a save if they did, if he goes the rest of the 2 innings. We'll see if he can make that or not. Shea Langoliers, the batter. 2-11 for Langoliers. He pops it up to second. 1 away. And like I said, if the Rockies win this game, they'll be 1-6, and that's exactly where they were in real world, was 1-6. But didn't need that one. Here's Tyler Soderstrom. 411, and that's a ground ball first base X. Tolia is a 3, E6. 3 and 18, he'll get to that. E6, he has to avoid 13 and 18, which he does. So he will flip it to Blaylock covering for out number 2. Thank you, Tribe fan, for that. And here is Miguel Andujar. Hit a 2-run homer his last time up. 610. This is going to be a split. 1 to 12 is a single. Anything else he lines to Tovar. And that's a base hit. So a 2-out single for Andujar. We'll bring up Jacob Wilson. 311 hitter. You're not going to pinch hit for Jacob Wilson. Plus, he's 2 for 3 in this game. 6-4, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Tovar. 2E16. 2 and a 9, no problem. E16, shortstop. 14 and 17 are the numbers to avoid. 14 and 17, and that looks like a 14 to me. How do you like that? Only 2 numbers come up to give him an error, and he found one of them. E16 of 14 is a 1-base error. Unbelievable. The inning will continue. Can't blame Blaylock for that. He should be out of the inning. And here is Gio Urshela. 238 hitter. Let's see who the who the Athletics have on the bench that they might want to pinch hit with. According to Action PC, one of their backups is not carded, the backup catcher, but the other 3 are Max Schumann, Luis Urias, and Seth Brown. So Brown would be the most logical, although he's a terrible hitter. Actually, all 3 of these guys are terrible hitters. So you know what? We're going to stick with Urshela. He's better than all 3 of them. So even though Urshela is only a 238 hitter, we're going to stick with him. Even though he's 0 for 3, he's still better than what they've got. So Blaylock to Urshela. And that is a 2-8. And it's ground ball shortstop A. It would have been a double play, but there were already 2 outs. So again, Giovanni's Tailor Shop does not get to chime in with the tailor-made double play. They'll just have to settle with a fielder's choice. Or a play to first, either way. So Justin Sterner back out. He'll try to finish out this game for the A's. They don't want to use their closer Miller in a game like this. Kyle Farmer. 212 for Farmer. He's hit by pitch plus injury. We are doing as played, so the injury can be in game but not continuous. So 1 to 6, he can stay in the game. 12, he's got to come out of the game. So Farmer will come out, and the Rockies will go to another second baseman, take his place, and that will be Tyler Freeman. We go from Farmer to Freeman. He will take over at second base in the 9th inning. So Farmer, with the injury on that 212. Not 212. What was it? Was it 212? Was it a hit by pitch plus injury, or was it the other injury? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Now I forgot what I rolled. I'm thinking I rolled 212 because that's the only injury I see. I don't see another injury here. I think it was 212. It was 212. Okay, so the runner is on first base then. So Freeman is at first base on a hit by pitch. And Freeman is the pinch runner for the injured Farmer. And that'll bring up Jacob Stallings. I thought that was the case. It just kind of threw me for a second. Sterner to Stallings, 4-5, struck him out. And that'll bring up Jordan Beck, left fielder. Beck, 5-6, and that's a fly to center, 2 down. For Moniak the Maniac, just kind of nickname I gave him. That's a 2, Balker pass ball. We're looking at a pass ball on Langoliers and his pass ball rating. for Langoliers is a 3. 3 pass ball rating for Langoliers. No pass ball. So here's Moniak. 6'8" lefty, struck him out. So Sterner does well. Sterner will go an inning and a third. He'll give up 1 hit and a run, which was the home run. Struck out 3, didn't walk anybody, did hit a batter. So we go to the top of the ninth. It's 10-4. Usually when I'm playing the games in 1987 replay, if the lead was this big, like when the Brewers and Tigers played this morning, I would go ahead and put an X here. But with the Rockies pitching, I don't dare do that. We're going to go ahead and close. I don't want Blaylock getting a cheap save. So we're going to cap Blaylock at 2 innings. He's going to give up 3 hits, no runs. Let's see here. 1 strikeout, and that's it. No walks. So who's going to come in for the Rockies to be on the mound when they hopefully win their first game? It is going to be Angel Chavilli. Angel Chavilli. He will be on, and he will be facing Muncy, Butler, and Rooker. And there's nobody on the Athletics bench that's any good, so we're going to stick with who they have. Muncy is 1 for 3. .610, and that is a ballpark blast on a 610. Ballpark blast 1-9. Muncy does have the normal power. It is 1-9 for Muncy, and he does have normal power. And that's a 12, so it's just a deep fly to left. 1 away. That'll bring up Lawrence Butler. Whoa, that didn't go through. Let's try that again. There we go. 4-4. Lefty. Catcher X. That is Stallings. He's a 3-E-1. 3 and a 3 as a catcher. Nobody on base. 3 and a 3. That's going to be a ground out because there's no wild pitch there. The only error chance is 17. And there is no error there, so it's going to be a 2-3 ground out. And the Rockies down to their final out to get their first win of the season in convincing fashion, no less. And it's Brent Rooker. 6-7 for Rooker, and that's a base hit. Keeps the game going for J.J. Bleday. That's a 2, balk or pass ball. Looking at a pass ball on Stallings, and his pass ball rating for Jacob Stallings is a 2. Only a 2. No pass ball. So here's Bleday. He is 0 for 4. Did hit 212, which is still better than just about everybody on the bench. 6-4, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. And again, we're looking at the shortstop Tovar. He's already made 1 error. 2 and a 9, he'll get to that, but he's got to avoid that 14 and 17. The 14 has gotten him twice in the last couple of games. He's got to avoid that 14. And he does, and he makes the play, and that's the ball game. Fireworks going off here at Coors Field as the Rockies finally hang on and win a game and break the schneid of 0-6. They improved to 1-6, and that matches their real-life total after 7 games. For the Rockies, 10 runs. They do it on 13 hits. They did commit an error. And let's see, the Athletics get 4 runs on 9 hits, and they did not commit an error. Losing pitcher is Beto. The winner is Feltner. He's now 1-1. So how do you like that? The Rockies win the game. It's still the Rocky Horror Baseball Show, but at least they have a win to show for it. 10-4, good buddy game. Player of the game is, despite his error, we could give to Tovar. He was 4 for 5, including a home run. So I think despite the fact that he made a bonehead error. We're going to give the player of the game to Ezekiel Tovar. Single in the first, single in the second, homer in the fifth, and a single in the seventh. So Ezekiel Tovar is your player of the game for the Rockies. They improved to 1-6, and they move on to Saturday night's game, maybe with some confidence as I look ahead at the schedule for tomorrow night, which will be Saturday night, April the 5th, a game in which the Athletics won Real World 7-4. It's going to be J.P. Sears, a left-hander for the Athletics, against Herman Marquez for the Rockies. So that's the matchup to look forward to tomorrow. Rockies win. Rockies win. The Rockies win. Not quite the same as when Sterling did it for the Yankees. But anyway, they won their first game after 7 tries. I got to do something for them, right? All right, so appreciate all you guys. If they get to 10 wins before 59 games, do I stop? No, I'm going to play 59 games, and whatever the record is, the record is. If I still having fun, I'll keep it going past 59, but I'm only committing to 59. That's what I'm committing to at the moment. So if they go on a tear and go, 35 and 24 or something, I'm going to keep it going. So, but I wanted the 59 was the number that stood out because they were 9-50, and then they won 3 games in a row after that. So 9-50 was their lowest point of the season. And so I thought 59 games was doable. I mean, that's 2 months because I'm basically playing almost every day, except when they're off. And I'm following the day of the week of the game. So even though obviously we're in June, not in April, it's still a Friday. So when they play on Friday, I'll play on Friday. When they play on Saturday, I'll play on Saturday. When they play on Sunday, I'll play on Sunday. Looking at their schedule, their next off day, they have an off day after the Athletic Series. They play tomorrow the 5th, and they play Sunday the 6th. Monday they have off, so we no game on Monday. And then on the 8th, they start a 3-game homestand against the Milwaukee Brewers. They will be the next opponents. So 2 more games with the Athletics, tomorrow night and Sunday. Monday's an off day because that's what the Rockies were. They were off that day. And then we pick it up on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with a 3-game set against the Brewers before the Rockies go back out on the road again. But Rockies now 1-6, Athletics 2-6. So 2 inept teams going at it. One of those things where somebody's got to win, right? So hope you all enjoyed that presentation. Let's see if Tabby has anything to say about it. Tabby, do you have anything to say? I don't think Tabby wants to say anything. Probably not. She says, leave me alone. So we'll leave you alone, Tabby. Let you get your rest. So that's going to do it. And like I was mentioning in Spokane Steve's stream this afternoon, the roster sheet for this season, it has a note here that says Austin Wins has a combined card in the additional players. His team name incorrectly reads Oakland rather than Sacramento. So if I go into the extra players and pull him out, assuming I can find his card, unless he was on a different team to start the season, then he'd be on a different team. It looks like that might be the case. Oh, there he is. Well, this actually says Sacramento, so I'm not sure why. Maybe they fixed it because this actually says Sacramento. But I could have sworn I saw another team. Where else did he go besides – where else did he play besides Oakland? Because now it got me curious. Let's see here. Austin Wins. Where did he play besides Sacramento/Oakland? Let's see here. Because he's got a combined card, which meant he was traded. So Austin Wins. Oh, he starts the season in Cincinnati. So he starts the season in Cincinnati. Let me find a Cincinnati team. Let me see if I can find Austin Wins in here somewhere. Let's see here. Did he start the season with them? Maybe he started the season with. I don't know if he's on the open day rosters or not. Austin, there he is right there. Austin Wins. And there he is. It says Oakland on it. So he has two cards. One of them says Oakland. The other one says Sacramento. So that's the Oakland. That's the other version of Austin Wins. He does not have a card that says Cincinnati. This one, I think, should have said Cincinnati, I think. Look at his numbers. No, 10. This is his combined card. 103 is his combined card. That's his combined total at bats between Oakland and Cincinnati. So you got Austin Wins there from Oakland, and you got the other one showing Sacramento. But he did start the season with the Cincinnati Reds. So I did have to find him there, and there he was. So Austin Wins was the guy quality control couldn't quite handle. So there are the two Austin Wins cards. One says Oakland, one says Sacramento. The 63 at bats are the total he did with the Athletics, and this one, I'm not sure why they do combine. Why don't you just give me the card he did with Cincinnati? If you're going to give him a separate Sacramento card, he should have a separate Cincinnati card, and should just have a Cincinnati. It's 40 at bats for Cincinnati, where he hit. Let's see. He hit 222 for Cincinnati, not 221. Or did I get this backwards? Let's see. No, I'm sorry. He hit 400 for Cincinnati. He was 16 for 40 for Cincinnati. So he was 16 for 40. They gave him a 291 for Cincinnati instead of 400. So I don't know. It's just the way they do things. I don't know why they do it certain ways, but they do. It's just how it is. And we just deal with Strat-O-Matic in that situation. Put up with their hijinks. So anyway, hope you all enjoyed that presentation. But don't forget, tomorrow around noon will be the NBC Game of the Week on Fall Classic. Atlanta Braves and the Dodgers from Atlanta. Then about roughly 3 to 3:30, we'll go live with the fourth and final round of the Valspar Championship in Florida in History Maker Golf. And then about 9 o'clock tomorrow night, right back here at Coors Field for Game 8. Athletics and the Rockies, Herman Marquez against J.P. Sears. So that's going to do it. Hope you all have a great evening, whatever you have planned the rest of your evening. And Tabby's looking up at me like, come on, get done so you can pet me. So I better take care of her. Like Robert says, cats don't have owners, they have staff, and I'm definitely on Tabby's staff. So that's going to do it from here. And now she's even making noise. So have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you down the road. Tabby.